Top 10 fruit trees that thrive in pots and small spaces. Hey there, amazing gardeners. Before we dive into today's incredible video, do me a huge favor. Smash that like button right now, hit subscribe, and turn on that notification bell. Trust me, you're going to want to stick around until the very end of this one because what I'm about to share with you could change the way you think about growing your own food forever. Now, imagine this. What if I told you that you could grow juicy, delicious fruit trees right in your backyard, on your balcony, or even on your tiny apartment patio without needing acres of land? What if I showed you 10 incredible fruit trees that don't just survive in pots, but actually thrive in them? And here's the kicker. Some of these might not be easy to find in stores much longer. Sounds impossible? Well, you're about to discover that it's not only possible, it's easier than you think. Welcome to Easy Grow Garden, where we make growing your own food simple, fun, and absolutely delicious. Here's something most people don't know. You don't need a big garden to grow amazing fruit. You don't need fancy equipment. You don't even need to be an expert. All you need is a pot, some soil, and the right tree. And today, I'm giving you the top 10 fruit trees that are perfect for small spaces. These trees are like nature's little miracles. They're compact, they're productive, and they'll give you fresh, organic fruit right at your fingertips. But here's something even more exciting. Growing your own fruit isn't just about saving money at the grocery store. It's about freedom. It's about knowing exactly what you're eating. It's about teaching your kids where food really comes from. And honestly, it's about the pure joy of picking a ripe, sun-warmed fruit from a tree you grew yourself. So grab a snack, get comfortable, and let's explore these amazing fruit trees together. Now, before we jump into our list, let me tell you something important. Some gardeners and fruit tree lovers are starting to worry about the future. Why? Because there's a growing movement toward restricting certain types of plants and seeds. Now, I'm not here to scare you or get political, but the truth is, some places are already limiting what people can grow in their own yards, whether it's homeowners associations banning fruit trees, or cities creating rules about messy plants, or even concerns about invasive species. The freedom to grow what you want isn't always guaranteed. That's why now is the perfect time to start your own little fruit tree garden. Because once you have these trees growing in pots on your property, they're yours. You're building food security. You're building independence. And you're building something beautiful that no one can take away from you. All right, let's get into it. Tree number 1, fig tree. Number 1 on our list is the incredible fig tree. Oh my goodness, if you've never tasted a fresh fig straight from the tree, you are missing out on one of life's greatest pleasures. Store-bought figs, they're okay, but a fig that you just picked, still warm from the sun with that honey-sweet flavor bursting in your mouth, that's something else entirely. Here's why fig trees are absolute champions for pot growing. They actually like having their roots a little bit restricted. It's like they're saying, hey, don't worry about giving me tons of space. I'll be just fine in this cozy pot. When their roots are contained, they focus their energy on making fruit instead of growing enormous roots. That means more figs for you. Fig trees are also incredibly forgiving. Forgot to water for a few days? They'll forgive you. Not an expert gardener? No problem. These trees are tough, resilient, and they want to succeed. There are varieties like Petite Negra and Chicago Hardy that stay small and compact, perfect for patios. And here's a bonus. Fig trees are beautiful. Those big, dramatic leaves make your space feel like a Mediterranean paradise. Imagine sitting on your balcony, sipping lemonade under the shade of your very own fig tree. That's not just gardening, that's living. Tree number 2, dwarf citrus trees. And this category is like a treasure chest of options. Lemons, limes, oranges, kumquats, mandarins. You name it, there's probably a dwarf version of it. These trees are like the perfect house guests. They're polite, they don't take up much room, and they give you amazing gifts. In this case, delicious fruit. Let me tell you why citrus trees in pots are so special. First, that fragrance. When a lemon tree blooms, your entire patio smells like heaven. It's this sweet, clean, almost magical scent that makes you smile every time you walk by. Second, citrus trees are evergreen, which means they look good all year round. Even in winter, you've got glossy green leaves brightening up your space. Now here's the really cool part. If you live somewhere cold, you can grow citrus in pots and just bring them inside during winter. These trees adapt. A Meyer lemon tree in your living room by a sunny window? Yes, please. You'll have fresh lemons for your tea all winter long. The key with citrus is giving them plenty of sunlight, at least 6 hours a day, and keeping their soil well drained. Do that, and these trees will reward you with fruit for years and years. Tree number 3, blueberry bush. Number 3 might surprise you, because technically it's a bush, but it deserves a spot on this list, the blueberry bush. Okay, picture this. It's a sunny summer morning. You walk outside with your coffee and you pick a handful of fresh, plump blueberries right from your patio. You pop them in your mouth and they're sweet, juicy, and still cool from the night air. Sounds pretty amazing, right? Blueberry bushes are absolutely perfect for container growing. In fact, they might even do better in pots than in the ground because you can control the soil perfectly. Blueberries like acidic soil, and when you're growing in a pot, you can give them exactly what they need. There are varieties called low-bush blueberries that stay small and compact, perfect for small spaces. And get this, blueberry bushes are gorgeous. In spring, they have cute little bell-shaped flowers. In summer, you get berries. In fall, their leaves turn brilliant shades of red and orange. It's like having a tiny fireworks show right on your balcony. Plus, blueberries are one of those superfoods everyone talks about. They're packed with antioxidants, vitamins, and all sorts of good stuff. Growing your own means you get the freshest, healthiest berries possible. No pesticides, no preservatives, just pure goodness. Tree number 4, apple tree, dwarf varieties. At number 4, we have the classic dwarf apple tree. There's something deeply satisfying about growing apples. Maybe it's because apples feel so traditional, so wholesome, like something your grandparents might have grown. But here's the modern twist. You don't need an orchard anymore. You can grow apples in a pot on your deck. Dwarf apple varieties like Fuji, Gala, or Honeycrisp can stay under 6 feet tall and produce full-size, delicious apples. Imagine that, a tree shorter than most adults, giving you crunchy, sweet apples every fall. Now, here's something important to know. Most apple trees need a pollination buddy. That means they need another apple tree nearby to help them make fruit. But don't worry, you can either plant 2 dwarf apple trees in pots side by side, or you can choose a self-pollinating variety like Granny Smith. Problem solved. Apple trees also give you something special. They connect you to the seasons. In spring, those beautiful pink and white blossoms appear, and bees buzz around happily. In summer, tiny green apples start forming. In fall, you harvest. And in winter, the tree rests and prepares to do it all over again. It's like having a little piece of nature's rhythm right outside your door. Tree number 5, peach or nectarine tree. Number 5 is going to make your mouth water. Dwarf, peach, or nectarine trees. If you've ever bitten into a perfectly ripe peach, you know, the kind where the juice runs down your chin and you have to lean over the sink, then you know what I'm talking about. That flavor, that sweetness, that incredible summer taste. Now imagine growing that yourself. Dwarf peach and nectarine varieties like Bonanza or Nectarcrest are bred specifically for container growing. They stay small and manageable, usually around 4 to 6 feet tall, but they produce full-sized fruit that tastes absolutely incredible. Here's what I love about these trees. They're beautiful. Peach trees have gorgeous pink blossoms in spring that look like something out of a painting. And those fuzzy leaves, they're unique and lovely. Then come the peaches, and your patio becomes this magical place where you can just reach out and grab fresh fruit. One tip. Peach trees like warmth and sunshine. Give them a sunny spot, water them regularly, and they'll be your best friends. And if you've never had a sun-warmed peach fresh off the tree, well, you're in for a life-changing experience. Tree number 6, cherry tree, dwarf. At number 6, we have dwarf cherry trees, and oh my goodness, these are special. Cherries feel like a luxury, don't they? They're expensive at the store, they're delicate, and they're just so darn delicious.
But growing your own cherries? That's like having your own little treasure tree. There are two main types. Sweet cherries, like Stella or Compact Stella, are perfect for snacking. Sour cherries, like North Star, are amazing for pies, jams, and baking. Either way, you win. Dwarf cherry trees are not only productive, they're stunning. When a cherry tree blooms, it's covered in clouds of white or pink flowers. It looks like something from a fairy tale. And then, a few months later, those flowers turn into shiny, colorful cherries hanging in clusters. Here's a fun fact. Cherry trees can handle cooler weather better than some other fruit trees. So if you live somewhere with cold winters, cherries might be your perfect match. They need that winter chill to produce fruit, actually. It's like they're designed for places with real seasons. Growing cherries in pots also protects them from birds. Kind of. You can throw some netting over your potted tree way easier than trying to cover a giant tree in the ground. Those cherries are yours, not the birds'. Tree number 7. Pomegranate tree.
Number 7 is exotic, beautiful, and easier than you think. The pomegranate tree. Pomegranates are like little jewel boxes. You crack them open, and inside are hundreds of ruby red seeds that pop in your mouth with this sweet, tart explosion of flavor. They're gorgeous, they're nutritious, and they're surprisingly simple to grow in containers. Pomegranate trees love warmth and sunshine. If you live somewhere hot, they'll absolutely thrive. But even in cooler climates, you can grow them in pots and bring them inside when it gets cold. Varieties like Nana are specifically bred for pots and only grow about 2 to 3 feet tall. Perfect. What I love about pomegranate trees is how unique they are. The leaves are small and glossy. The flowers are this incredible orange-red color and look almost tropical. And then the fruit develops, these round, crown-topped beauties that look like something out of ancient mythology. Here's the best part. Pomegranates are tough. They can handle drought pretty well. They don't need constant pampering, and they're generally pest-free. It's like they're saying, I got this. You just give me sun and a little water, and I'll give you amazing fruit. Plus, there's something deeply satisfying about growing a fruit that's been treasured for thousands of years. Pomegranates are mentioned in ancient texts. They've been symbols of abundance and prosperity, and now you can grow them on your balcony. How cool is that? Tree number 8. Dwarf pear tree. Coming in at number 8, we have the underrated but absolutely delicious dwarf pear tree. Pears don't always get the attention they deserve. Everyone talks about apples and oranges, but pears? Pears are quietly amazing. They're sweet, they're juicy, they have that unique buttery texture, and they're perfect for fresh eating or baking. Dwarf pear varieties like Bartlett or Anjou grow beautifully in containers. They're elegant trees with lovely white spring blossoms and shiny green leaves. And the pears themselves hang like little ornaments, ripening from green to golden yellow. Here's something cool about pears. They ripen off the tree. You pick them when they're still firm, let them sit on your counter for a few days, and boom, perfect, juicy pears. It's like a little science experiment that ends in deliciousness. Pear trees are also pretty low maintenance. They're not super picky about soil, they can tolerate some cold, and they're generally healthy trees. Like apples, some pears need a pollination partner, so keep that in mind. But honestly, having 2 dwarf pear trees just means twice the pears. Tree number 9. Avocado tree. Dwarf.
Number 9 is going to excite all you avocado toast lovers out there. Dwarf avocado trees. Yes, you can absolutely grow avocados in pots. And before you say, but I tried growing an avocado from a pit and it never made fruit, let me stop you right there. Growing from a pit is fun, but it rarely produces fruit and takes forever. But buying a grafted dwarf avocado variety, that's the secret. Varieties like Wurtz, also called Little Cotto, are specifically bred for containers. They stay around 8 to 10 feet tall, which is totally manageable, and they actually produce avocados, real, creamy, delicious avocados. Think about it, fresh guacamole made from avocados you grew yourself, avocado toast with your avocados. That's not just food, that's an achievement. Now, avocados do like warmth and plenty of sun.
If you're in a cooler climate, you might need to bring your tree inside during winter or keep it in a sunny, protected spot. But the reward? It's so worth it. And let's be honest, avocados at the store are expensive. One tree could save you hundreds of dollars over the years. Plus, you know exactly how it was grown. No weird chemicals, no long shipping journeys, just pure homegrown goodness. Tree number 10, strawberry tree. And finally, at number 10, we have a tree that might be new to you, but is absolutely wonderful. The strawberry tree, Arbutus unido. Now, this isn't a strawberry plant, it's actually a small evergreen tree that produces these round, bumpy red fruits that look kind of like strawberries. The fruit is sweet, a little bit tart, and totally unique. Here's why the strawberry tree is perfect for pots. It stays relatively small, you can keep it around 6 to 8 feet with pruning. It's evergreen, so it looks good year-round, and it has gorgeous white or pink bell-shaped flowers. Plus, the bark is beautiful. It peels away to reveal cinnamon-colored wood underneath. It's like having a sculpture on your patio. The fruit can be eaten fresh, but a lot of people make jams, jellies, or even liqueurs from them. And here's something special. The tree blooms and produces fruit at the same time, so you've got flowers and fruit on the tree together. How magical is that? This tree is also incredibly tough. It handles drought, it doesn't mind poor soil, and it's generally pest-free. It's the definition of low maintenance. Perfect for someone who wants beauty and fruit without a ton of work.
Okay, so now you know the top 10 fruit trees that thrive in pots and small spaces. But let's talk about why this matters right now. We live in uncertain times, friends. Food prices keep going up. Grocery stores sometimes have shortages, and more people are realizing that relying 100% on the system might not be the smartest plan. When you grow your own fruit trees, even just a few in pots, you're taking control. You're building resilience. You're creating a little safety net for yourself and your family. If prices go crazy or if there's a shortage, you've still got fresh fruit growing right outside your door. But it's more than just practicality. It's about freedom. There's something incredibly empowering about growing your own food. You're not dependent. You're not waiting for someone else to provide for you. You're capable. You're resourceful. You're connected to the earth in a real, meaningful way. And let's talk about the restrictions I mentioned earlier. Look, I don't want to be all doom and gloom, but it's true. There are places where you can't just plant whatever you want. Homeowners associations can be strict, cities have ordinances, some places even have rules about aesthetics that ban certain plants. The beautiful thing about container gardening, it's way more flexible. A tree in a pot can be moved, it can be brought inside, it can be repositioned. You have control and adaptability that you don't have with in-ground planting. Plus, once you have these trees, they're yours. You've made an investment in your future, and fruit trees last for years, even decades if you care for them well. That's years and years of free, organic, delicious fruit. But you know what? Beyond all the practical reasons, there's something deeper here. Growing fruit trees connects you to something ancient and beautiful. Humans have been growing fruit for thousands of years. It's in our DNA. There's something that just feels right about tending a tree, watching it grow, seeing flowers turn into fruit, and finally harvesting that fruit with your own hands. It slows you down in the best way. In our crazy, busy, screen-filled lives, stepping outside to check on your fig tree or water your lemon tree is like pressing pause. It's meditation. It's therapy. It's a moment of peace. And if you have kids, oh man, this is pure gold. Kids today think food comes from stores, but when they see a tiny flower turn into an apple, when they pick a blueberry they watched grow, when they taste a peach still warm from the sun, that changes them. They understand, they appreciate, they connect. I'll never forget the first time I picked fruit from a tree I grew myself. I was standing there holding this perfect little fig, and I just felt this wave of pride, joy, gratitude, all of it. I had grown this, me, and it was delicious. That feeling never gets old.
practical tips section. All right, before we wrap up, let me give you some quick practical tips for success. First, choose the right pot. Your pot needs to be big enough, usually at least 15 to 20 gallons for a dwarf fruit tree, and it absolutely must have drainage holes. No drainage means sad, waterlogged roots, and that means a sad, dying tree. Second, use good soil. Don't just dig up dirt from your yard. Get quality potting mix made for containers. It's lighter, it drains better, and it gives your tree the best chance to thrive. Third, sun, sun, sun. Most fruit trees need at least 6 hours of direct sunlight every day. Find the sunniest spot you've got and put your tree there. Fourth, water consistently. Pots dry out faster than the ground, so you'll need to water more often, especially in hot weather. But don't drown your tree. Water when the top inch or two of soil feels dry. Fifth, feed your tree. Container trees need fertilizer because they can't send roots out searching for nutrients like in-ground trees can. Use a balanced, slow-release fertilizer and your tree will thank you with lots of fruit. And finally, be patient. Fruit trees aren't instant gratification. It might take a year or two before you get your first harvest. But trust me, it's worth the wait. And while you're waiting, you've still got a beautiful living plant making your space better. So there you have it, friends. 10 incredible fruit trees that will thrive in pots and small spaces. Fig trees, citrus trees, blueberries, apples, peaches, cherries, pomegranates, pears, avocados, and the unique strawberry tree. Each one of these is special. Each one can bring joy, beauty, and delicious fruit to your life, no matter how small your space is. This isn't just about gardening. This is about freedom. This is about self-sufficiency. This is about creating something beautiful and productive with your own two hands. In a world that sometimes feels chaotic and uncertain, growing your own food is something real, something solid, something that grounds you. So here's my challenge to you. Pick one tree, just one. Do a little research, find the variety that excites you, get a pot and some soil, and start your journey. A year from now, you'll be so glad you did. And listen, I want to hear from you. Which tree are you most excited about? Do you already grow fruit in containers? What's your experience been like? Drop a comment below. I read every single one and I love hearing your stories. If this video helped you, inspired you, or taught you something new, please hit that like button. It helps more people discover this content and join our amazing Easy Grow Garden community. And if you haven't already, subscribe and ring that notification bell so you never miss a video. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today. Thank you for caring about growing your own food. Thank you for being here. Now get out there and grow something amazing. Your future self will thank you. Until next time, keep growing, keep learning, and keep enjoying the incredible journey of connecting with nature. Happy gardening, everyone!